Hi guys, welcome to today's technical analysis video for the 9th of March 2022. Before we get into things, as always, any content that you see in this video is not investment nor trading advice, and any trading you do off the back of this video is done purely at your own risk. Right, so let's take a look at the chart of Bitcoin. We're looking at the daily spot chart. We had some news. The president issued an executive order that cryptos might be, I'm not sure if it's going to be regulated or they're going to look into how they can more formalize it as a proper currency. Whatever the news item is, we've had a nice update on Bitcoin. We've got this nice green bar. However, we don't see an earth-shattering move, and we're still range bound. We've come down the latter part of 2021, we've gone up. This is the upper end of the range. We've gone down, we've gone up, we've gone down, and the 50 MA is still pointing downwards. Let's take a look at the weekly chart and see what's going on there. Again, so far this week, we've had a good, nice up week, but we're still within this range. We haven't broken out of this range, and we're still forming bearish consolidation going sideways below the 50 MA, which has now turned downwards, and below the 20 MA, which is also showing us the same formation. Let's take a look at Ethereum. So this is the weekly chart. Again, we're below the moving averages, although the 50 MA is still pointing upwards. We are forming bearish consolidation underneath it. And this week, again, this is the weekly chart, we've barely made a move. So we are still in that sideways range, notwithstanding today's up day. Looking at the daily chart of Ethereum, wow, look at this. We hit the 50 MA today and we've bounced off it and started to pull back. So this thing just shows you the power of the 50 MA. Again, for prices to go higher, what I really want to see is move above the 50 MA. I want to see price consolidate for a few days above the 50 MA, and then I want to see the 50 MA start to turn upwards. In the absence of that happening, we may break above for a day or two. We may go up to this pivot high or possibly this pivot high. Don't be surprised if we move back down again. Again, the weekly charts are showing we are in a bearish formation, but within that, you will get good bounce days like we saw today. Let's take a look at the equity markets, the SPY. Again, it was a risk-on day. The SPY was up, what, 2.7% nearly. There's nothing here on the chart to say we're breaking out or breaking down. It's, we've gapped up, but again, we haven't gone to new highs here. We haven't broken this high. It's a nice ordinary update in the market. We are range bound and we're in a very flaky market where we're news driven at the moment. Although there wasn't much news out of Ukraine today as such, but nevertheless, you will get some rally days within this market. So I largely think my opinion is that the cryptos did well today because the equity markets were up nicely. It doesn't appear that the crypto news has, we're looking at Ethereum. You would never know there was a news event today just looking at the chart. Let's go back to Bitcoin. Same thing there. Looking at the chart, I mean, possibly you could have said, oh, was there any news? We've had a nice update, but, we haven't seen a big long green bar that's taken out these highs or anything like that. So, don't be surprised if we are range bound. And as I say, you will get some good, strong up days. Generally, the bias, the weekly chart has to really tell us what's happening. And there's no doubt about this. This is bearish. So let's see, let's take it one step at a time. As these moving averages start to turn downwards, and if they hit price or price meets the moving averages, that could be a good point to say, wow, this is a good time if you're long to get off and go into cash. And if we have the ability to short, then possibly to put on some shorts there. Okay, guys, thanks very much for joining me. I'll catch up with you guys later on in the week.